What's up, guys? This is Chris coming at you with a tutorial on how to change your rear shocks to a 2008 Audi TT without the electric ride. First things first, I'm on a hill, so you want to block your car off, and we'll get started with that first, and then I'll come back and show you guys a couple of tools that's going to be needed, especially if you do not have the tools from Audi to actually go ahead and switch the hardware over from your rear shocks to your new rear shocks if they don't come with it. Stay tuned. This is my 2008 Audi TT convertible 3.2. I'm on a hill, as you guys can see, so I blocked the back tire off as well as the front tire. Now I'm gonna get ready to jack it up and tell you guys what else you need. Now that I have my car up and off the ground, now I'm get ready to show you guys exactly what you're gonna need. So me, in this case, I need a 19. Go for my key lock, as well as you need a hammer. I'll show you what you need that for. Your ratchet. I think this is a T30 or a T27. I forget which one I took it off of. 18 or 21. Some WD-40 definitely. I didn't have another set of vice grips that could get in there, so I use a 17. I'll show you what that's for. A 1/4 or a 7mm. And definitely some good, I didn't draw a blank in my head, but you see exactly what an Allen key. So this is what you need. And then I went with the Bilstein. I believe these are the B7s. This is the actual number right here for it. For the rear shocks, that's the number for right there. And this is my old one right here. As you can see, I will put this down and flip it around and show you how easy it is for me to push it in. All right, now that I got it flipped around so you guys can see. This is my old shock. My gloves, man, touch my phone, right? This is my old shock. Look at this. Just pushes right in. Easy, easy. It was done, you know? Now this one right here, I can't even push it in. I gotta put it down like this. And now it's moving. So, definitely, I did the one side first already, so that way now I can show you guys how to do this side. That was a pain in the butt too, by the way. But, let me get started. So guys, I had to actually redo this tutorial. Whatever, my key broke. So if you guys can see right here, let me see, my keyboard. So I had to order a new one on Amazon. It came in. I actually ordered, I got 2 more on the way too, just in case that ever happens again, because it slowed me down and ticked me off because I was in the middle of it, and then I had to restart everything. So now I'm about to do exactly what I did to the other side. To this side, how they actually instructed me to do it, and go from there. So let me make sure I get lower this a little bit so I can look up in there so you can see. So up in there is 2 bolts. They are 16mm bolts. So it's 2 of them, one on this side and one on this side. You want to actually have tension underneath of the car, just like the tires, you know. You actually take it off while the car is on, but that's too hard. So what we do is just turn around and put some pressure on it underneath her with your jack. So jack it up just a little bit to simulate, you know, putting weight on the car. So not a lot, but just enough. Like I said, to simulate having weight on the car. And then, so I put my jack underneath right here, just to simulate putting weight into the car to jack that up. I'm going to take those out, and I'll be right back with you. Now, guys, mine on the other side is not ripped, so I had to take this bolt out. This one is ripped, however, it still holds the bolt in, so I'm going to take this bolt out too. This is the T30, I believe, T30, T27. This is what I showed you need that for, to take this off. That way we can pull this out further here, and this one already comes out far enough. Stay tuned. My son's home. spooled as spooled can be. I don't know, my camera's so blurry, but his old G35 we built. Project up, clean the camera off a little bit. His old G35 we built, and then his new Camaro. Okay, guys, so I got both of those bolts out right here. See, they're not rusty, not anything else, but when I stick them back in, I will put some stuff on them so they don't. Now, on the 2000 to about, I think, 05 or 06, you only would have to do one more bolt at the bottom, which you would take out. You would put a wrench on the back, then screw from the front. But the 08s, and since it's a 3.2 and it's a 08, even though it's not magnetic ride, you have to do more. So we have to take this out of here. But since you can't get a socket in here without removing this, you have to actually drop this down here. So take this bolt out here, and that will drop your control arm here. But see, on this side, see, I got lucky on my passenger side, it did not have that right there, this right here. So you would have to move this, take this off too, in order to drop this arm here. Passenger side did not have that, so I didn't have to worry about it, but the driver's side does. So unfortunately I have to remove that. I have to undo that, and once I take that off, then I could take this off to drop this down. I'll be able to put the socket on here, drill that out. It'll come straight down with no problem, and then we'll be good to go to put the new one in. Stay tuned. I had that hanging now. So I can say I had that hanging now. I had it off. I had to use 210. I had to use 210s to get it off. But now that's off. And now for the bottom, unhook it. Now I had to use my vice grips to grab the bolt underneath of here on this side, because I didn't have an 18 to match up with it. So I didn't have another 18, so I use that. Take that off from there. Getting that right now to free that and release it. Okay. These off. Now we'll loop them up before I let it go. Let me, before I put them back on, we'll loop them up. Now let this down. Slowly but surely, let it down. Now when you let that down here, you would definitely could pull this out here. Spring out. And now I'll be able to fit my gun in and take this off. Finally got the bolt out, and see it's rusted kinda. So I will be spraying that, probably with some anti-seize or just some WD-40, something just to get it out. But I had to tighten it a couple times and then loosen it before I got it to actually break free. But now that's out, and now you can pull the shock down with no problem. And your shock is out. Now the shock is out, put it up here and get ready to switch everything over. As you can see, the sky, like I'm running out of time, but I'm trying to do it fast, because even though like I'm running out of time, it feels beautiful outside. So for this here, just gotta pop this top off here. Trying to hurry up, get this done. So, okay, for this here now, the proper tool actually kind of looks like the tool that goes on your car. Let me see for a second, so I can show you. Okay, guys, I'm back. Put this on really quick. Now, the real tool to this actually looks kind of like this. This goes to like take off your spare tire or something like that, whatever. But you put it on, and then it'd be a little bit shorter, obviously a little bit shorter, so this part will stick to the top, and then be able to twist it and take it off. But we had to make shift and put a vice grip. These are the vice grips I use here, a little thicker heads. Get down there, vice grip it close there. And then the vice grip here. Oh man. Untap this real quick and turn it back up. I actually run out of time, I feel. It's about to ring, but it is what it is. Once I get this unloose a little bit, get right back to you. Well guys, I was wrong. I forgot. I used like 6 and then vice grips in it because it fits directly on here, as you can see. And I was able to just SpongeBob, bring it around town, so I can get this thing off of here. I can switch this hardware over to the new pump and get it on before it starts raining on me. Even if it starts raining, I'm finishing this video. I don't care. I gotta get in the car. I got school tomorrow. And like that, it's off. I'm going to the next one. And switch everything right over to the next pump. This shock wasn't actually as bad as the other shock. It's bad, but it's not as bad as the other one was. The other one was definitely toasted and done. Now, this shock here actually has a different nut and a different setup. So, I still can use everything else here. However, putting this nut on, it's a little different because as you see, this one has an Allen key hole, so it's not like the other one. So what I will do with the other ones is lock it here and spin down as much as I just lock it on, and then I will use the Allen key to tighten everything down. Allen keys right here. This one. Because we have to get this thing nice and tight on here, so none of this wiggles anymore. And that piece I showed you would have been good for it. However, that's a 17 and this nut is an 18. So I lost it. Thought I won, but I lost it. Different side with me. That's why I paid to have the right tools. However, I think Audi made that tool cost $125 to $30 for that tool. So we're gonna do what we can. Got it on. Nothing's moving. Nothing's wiggling. It's tight. Now I'm gonna put this cap on it. See, nothing's moving. Nothing's wiggling. The cap back on it, and now it's ready to reinstall. So I gotta do everything backwards. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put the shock up in there and just tighten them a tiny bit, but in order to actually seat them the right way, you have to jack it back up again with the shock to seat it the right way before you really tighten them. So what I want to do is actually put them on to get it in place. Then I'm going to, or actually, you know what? I might turn around and just put this back in first. I'll probably do that first and then pull this down to put this up. Maybe. Because yesterday I did it the other way. I actually put this up first. Then I had to push the shock in with all my might. Not going to play. Not going to lie. Push it in with all my might to line it up. Then I hurry up and drilled it in or whatever. But if I do it the opposite way, now I have to pull it down to line it up, and that might be a little bit harder. Putting in one nut as compared, I'm putting in one bolt in compared to 2 bolts at the top, that really just gonna need to put one in, then twist it to put the other one in. However, but like I said, you gotta pull it down. There's not a lot of room to pull nothing down, but there's enough room to push something up. So I might just do it the same way I did the other one. Whatever works for you, works for you. However, you still got, before you tighten them up at the top, the tightest they can be, you have to put pressure on it as if the tire was on the car. Stay tuned. Told you guys a lot of force. I had to push this up. I did the same way I did it before. I just tightened those up there a little bit more, and then I just pushed this up with all my might, put the bolt in to the hole, start twisting it while I was holding it, and got it in. Now I'm gonna have to put the spring back in, since it's already tightened now. Cause put the spring back in here, push this up, and then put the bolt in, and then reconnect this right here to back to this center up here. But I'm not going to reconnect it until after I have to spring back in and just bolt it back up to the bottom. So now the spring has a little nipple, as you can see it. The nipple goes in the nipple hole right there, and then push that back down and put it in here. So I'm gonna line that up, push that in the right way, and then put it back together. This part right here is where you hammer and your jack comes back into play. Jacking this back up to make it tight, to fit over there. Need your hammer to bang everything back in, tighten it all back up. All right, guys, that's all back together, back up. Now I got the tension on here as well, on the spring, so that way I can turn around and tighten up my tops. Now, once I tighten up my tops, I'll connect that back in the back there, and everything is done. Put my tire back on, it's done. That's how you change your rear shocks on your Audi TT without the magnetic suspension. This is your standard suspension, so that should be all you should need. If you don't have the right tools, I showed you every tool you could use to get everything off. I had to figure it out on my own, because every tutorial I seen had all of the Audis from 2000 to like 2006, and the bottom of theirs is way different than the back. They only got 3 bolts and the thing slides right out, easy as pie, but ours is different. So till next video, CS Fitness, let's go.